Today we're going to show you what it's like to live with a Chevrolet Equinox EV. We'll take a close look at the interior features, the comfort, range, how it drives. We'll use it for our daily errands. We'll throw a bunch of stuff in the back to give you a day in the life of this affordable electric crossover. So the Equinox EV is one of the most affordable EV crossovers available today. The base version starts at just under 34 grand. So this is the top trim RS that we'll be testing today. The top trim can crest $50,000, but that's still not that expensive for an EV. Now they come in both front wheel drive and all wheel drive versions. They all have an 85 kilowatt hour battery, and DC fast charging can be done at 150 kilowatts. So you can get 70 miles of range in about 10 minutes, assuming the charger is working properly. At home on a level 2 charger, it can be charged overnight in about 9.5 hours. Now before we drive it, let's just do a quick walk around and take a look at the style here. I think this looks pretty fantastic. I like this sort of squinty bar they have for the daytime running lights. Actual headlights are down here. Moving on to the side profile, it has a nice silhouette. I really dig it. They added this black bar down here to make it feel a little bit less chunky. That's a kind of cool design detail. Check this out. I like the fact that the charging door opens with just a push, no motorized door here. This is kind of funny. The Equinox logo has this sort of blue E here, but to me it kind of doesn't look like an E, so it just looks like we're driving the Equinox. These are the optional 21-inch blacked out wheels. I think they look pretty cool, but they seem a little big for my taste. We'll have to see how it rides with less sidewall here. Oh yeah, and then these door handles, I don't know if I'm a huge fan of them. They're a little bit gimmicky. They're not quite ergonomic, but I guess they're kind of neat. They're flush when the door is locked. All right, moving on to the back here. I like this blacked out roof, and I really dig this sort of light bar across the back. Yeah, it's a nice looking crossover if you're into crossovers. And yeah, it's a really nice color. I'm glad that Chevy sent me this really nice metallic red as opposed to like something boring like a gray. In terms of size, this is slightly longer than something like a Tesla Model Y, but it offers a little bit less space on the inside, especially in the cargo area, but we'll check that out in a bit. All right, so once you enter the Equinox EV, all you have to do to turn it on is just put your foot on the brake and the vehicle will start. Let's turn this fan down a little bit, but that's kind of nice. You don't have to press any button to get started other than just putting your foot on the brake. So the first thing you're greeted with are screens, some pretty massive ones. You've got a big display right behind the steering wheel, and you have a ginormous 17.7-inch display to the right here. There's a fair amount of information on this driver display, but it's not overly complicated. And if you've been in any other GM vehicle recently, this screen on the right will look pretty familiar to you. It's got this gigantic volume knob right here on the left, which I like, but you'll also notice that there is no Apple CarPlay here. It's got Google system built in, so it does a lot of stuff, but if you're used to Apple CarPlay, you're out of luck. Nice big icons on the screen, so it's pretty easy to use at a glance without taking your eyes off the road for too long. But for me personally, as an iPhone user, there are just things about Apple CarPlay that I like a little bit better than this. It just seems a little bit more seamless, especially when it comes to texting. So for me personally, could I live without CarPlay? I don't know. I kind of like it, but this is decent. The system they have here is pretty good. We have physical controls down here for the climate system, which I appreciate. Some other functions are only available on the screen, but it's an ever-present bar here on the bottom. Yeah, and the aesthetics are pretty nice. Yes, it's very dark in here with its all black interior, but it's got some red accents here, red stitching on the steering wheel. Now in terms of comfort, I'm 6'3" and I fit in here pretty well. I feel like the belt line is pretty high, but that's sort of the case with a lot of new vehicles nowadays. So we have that Evotex fake leather on these seats, but it looks pretty nice. Pretty easy to get a comfortable position, 8-way power adjustable on this driver's side. They're also heated, and this convenience package too gives us 6-way power adjustable on the passenger side. It also gives us ventilated seats, panoramic sunroof, and heated rear outboard seats. In terms of storage, we have a kind of small center console, but it has this removable part right here. Little cubby for your phone with easy to access USB-C charging ports, large phone charging tray down there, a couple cup holders, relatively large pass-through storage down here. I feel like there's other EVs that do a little bit of a better job in terms of interior storage, but it's not bad by any means. All right, let's check out the back seat. All right, so it's my first time sitting back here. What are my first impressions? I guess first impressions are that the headroom is just okay for somebody my height. Legroom is really good. I feel like you could sit 2 adults back here comfortably, probably not 3, but definitely you could fit 3 in a pinch. You've got vents, you've got heated seats back here because of that convenience package, and you've got 2 USB-C ports. All right, let's check out the cargo area. All right, so you've got 26.4 cubic feet of space back here with those seats up, 56.2 with those folded down. But yeah, it's not gigantic. It's a little bit smaller than the gas-powered Equinox, but it's acceptable. And there's a little bit more space down here. This is where the charging cables are. But yeah, you could fit a decent amount of stuff in here. All right, let's check out the frunk. Let's look under here. Oh, no frunk. Oh well. All right, so the next thing I have to do with this Equinox EV is pick up my kid from school. So let's throw a booster seat in the back. All right, with this booster seat installed, fitting 2 adults back here might be a bit of a squeeze. There's a lot of legroom, but hip room might be a little bit compromised, but we might try it anyway. Later today, we have to go to my nephew's high school graduation, so we might all try to cram in here and see how many complaints there are. You know, there's one thing that I really haven't paid too much attention to when it comes to new cars, and that's the apps that often come along with new cars. So there's the My Chevrolet app that you can use with this new Equinox EV. So let's check it out because it's so hot right now. I don't know if you can tell, but I am sweating up a storm. And I'd like to try to figure out how to get this thing to cool before I go pick up my kids so it's not 1 billion degrees inside the car. So here's a few things we can do right here. Let's click on the climate button, press and hold this. Now I can adjust the temperature, do things like turn on the lights, open the lift gate, that kind of stuff. Pretty cool. Okay, and as you can hear, the car is on and, oh yeah, nice and cool in here. That is a feature that's absolutely going to convince me to buy a new car. It'd be nice to have the car cool down before we go pick her up. And it's really nice to do that with an EV because I'm not spewing exhaust everywhere. All right, let's go get some Jamba Juice. Yay! All right, so being a small family crossover, this is the type of driving you're likely to be doing on a regular basis, commuting, going to the grocery store, that kind of thing. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're seeing how much stuff we can fit in the back of this thing. So there's 2 versions. There's an all-wheel drive dual motor version that has 288 horsepower and 236 pound-feet of torque. What we have here is the slightly slower front-wheel drive version, and that has 213 horsepower and 236 pound-feet of torque. Obviously, the dual motor version is faster to 60 miles per hour. It does it in about 6 seconds. This one does it in about 7.5, 7.7, something like that. And when you step on it, it kind of goes. It's not like super fast. What do you think? Was that super fast or just sort of medium fast? Medium fast. But honestly, you don't really need much more than that for everyday driving. Some of the super fast acceleration you get with those high-end EVs is borderline useless in everyday driving. Sure, you can get onto the freeway really quickly, but apart from that, you're just gonna get a bunch of speeding tickets. Now in terms of ride quality, we got 21-inch wheels, so that is a little bit less sidewall than you'd get with like an 18 or a 19, obviously. So the ride quality is pretty good. You do feel some of the bumps here and there, but it's not any worse than most crossovers at this price point. Now in terms of safety, there's a whole bunch of features that you get standard, but this advanced safety package 3 gives you auto braking, collision alert, pedestrian and bicyclist alert, and a whole lot more. But I do wish that all safety features were just included without any upcharge. It feels like you shouldn't have to pay extra to be safe. In terms of visibility, it's decent. I feel like a lot of new cars are getting smaller and smaller windows. This is about average in that regard. So with this trim, you can get up to 314 miles of range, which is pretty impressive for this price point. And it's rated at 31 kilowatt hours per 100 miles, which is pretty decent. All right, let's go get some Jamba. It's super warm right now. What is it, 91 degrees Fahrenheit? Let's go get something cold to drink. This is where my TV would normally be, and as you can see, there's no TV there right now. There's just a TV mount on the wall. The TV that we had some backlight issues, so I took that off the wall, and now we need something to replace it, or else my kid's gonna get upset that she cannot watch Humans vs. Hamsters. So the plan is to head over to Best Buy and purchase a 65-inch OLED TV, which I'm pretty excited about, but I don't know if it'll fit in the back of the Equinox EV. Let's go and find out, shall we? All right, there you go. 65-inch TV fits in the Equinox EV with no problem, even with a little space to spare. All right, so we're getting ready to head out to my nephew's graduation. Now the challenge is, will the family fit in the car? Do you think everybody will fit in the Chevy Equinox? We could have taken the big car, but we're gonna take this one just to see how grandmas will react. Yeah. You know, for the YouTubes. All right, I fit really well.
I think we're gonna fit.
Should we leave one of the grandmas behind, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right, let's go.
Get my belt on.
Let's go quick before she sees. Buckle up, Buttercup. Directions to
35 minutes from your location by car in moderate traffic.
It's not conservative, it's not liberal, it's moderate.
Which is the worst.
I know, it's
So
the
done with moderates.
I know. Just pick a side. I think I need to try out this button on the steering wheel that looks like a pair of underwear. Should we try that? Does it like shoot underwear out at us or something? SuperCruise.
Oh.
This is what they do in the commercials. They're like, drive without your hands.
I don't like that. I like to drive with my hands.
You like to drive with your hands? I mean, that's old school. That's like really old school.
Actually turn to.
Yeah, if I want to change lanes, I could have it change lanes.
I don't like this.
It uses sensors and cameras and GPS data to make sure that we're safe, right? We trust it? Do you trust it? You're old school. You like manual transmissions and see it changes lanes for you.
Awesome.
It just kind of decided to do that. I didn't tell it to do that. I was like, I think I'm going to change lanes now. All right.
Really? You didn't have your turn signal
Nope.
on?
No, it did. It turned the
Oh.
turn signal on for me.
What?
It did. It felt like this lane was better.
What?
I'm not joking. It literally.
Noticed that. It just changed
It did.
lanes by itself.
Correct.
Is it because you first hit it
No.
one time and turned it off?
It liked this lane better. See? It did it again. It's like it
Oh,
really
I don't like
likes.
It
that.
just moved us over.
No, and
Yeah.
now we're by the wall with this thing on. No, I don't like this at
You don't
all.
like this at all? I mean, look, watch the commercials.
If you put your signal on,
Are you
will
doing
it
something?
No.
change? Will it change lane?
If I put my signal on, yes.
Oh, I don't like this. I don't like
Yeah.
this. I don't like this.
Yeah, that
It's the future of automobiles.
It
Have
is.
somebody drive for you.
Wall. We're right by a 5-foot wall.
Do you feel better if I'm doing this, if I have
Yes,
my
I
hands on the
do.
wheel? Turns out, my wife does not like SuperCruise. All right, we'll turn SuperCruise off. If we have another name for this, because it's
Captain
got
Underpants.
Captain Underpants Cruise. All right, there's our review of SuperCruise. I love it. You hate it. It's got some nice ambient light. Ooh, fancy. Turn on the heated seat.
There's my heated seat.
Press the heated
Is that
seat.
it? Or
No.
is that it? That's it?
That's the ventilated seat. You're gonna get cold.
Is that it?
Turn on the heat.
There we go.
All right, so back here we've got the charging cables. There's cables for both level 1 and level 2 charging. I have a 240 outlet in my garage, so we'll do level 2 here. It will charge quite a bit faster that way. We're down to 38% on the battery, and it says it's going to get to 100% in about 9 hours. And check out what the lights do when it's charging. Up here in the front, they do this cool little slide effect. Same in the back. It's pretty neat. All right, so let's talk about price. The base LT1 starts at $34,995 after destination. This RS with the Active Safety Package 3 and the Convenience Package 2 comes to just over 54 grand, and that's after destination and before any incentives. And considering the average new car price today is something like $50,000, this is not too far off the mark. And also those lower trims are pretty well equipped for a lot less money. So I wasn't sure how much I was going to like this vehicle because number one, it's a crossover and I'm not a huge fan of crossovers. And number two, it's basically the cheapest EV in Chevy's lineup. So I kind of had low expectations just because they're trying to sell something affordable here. But in my time with this vehicle, I've realized that it's a better value than pretty much any other electric crossover on the market, assuming you can live without Apple CarPlay. So what do you think of the Chevrolet Equinox EV? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon. If you want to help support the channel, please buy a Hello Road t-shirt or hat at helloroad.tv/shop. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're well, and I'll see you soon.